Hello and welcome to the Weekly Song Podcast, the podcast where myself, Roger Heathers, and my co-host, Declan Kitchener,
Hello.
each write a song in the space of a week and bring them to this podcast, and we discuss how we wrote those songs. Hello, Declan. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Let's discuss how we wrote those songs.
Yes, quickly, before time runs out.
Time is of the essence. Come on. As you say, we write a song every week. This time through, we've been putting challenges into songs. Mm-hmm. And so, this week, the challenge was something a bit different, wasn't it?
The most challenging challenge of the challenges so far, which was to write a song which somehow incorporated, I think I'm wording this right, Ode to Joy by Beethoven.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
That was mostly it.
Which is, interestingly enough, one of the first pieces I ever learned on the guitar when I was a wee guitar learner.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it should have been one of the first pieces I've learned on the guitar. I did not know that. So you started off doing like classical stuff on guitar?
Well, not exactly, but it's one of the various pieces I learned. The rest of it was like kind of Come As You Are by Nirvana and the opening riff to Enter Sandman by Metallica and stuff. And then there was
also Ode to Joy.
Yeah, it was a weird book they gave me for Christmas. I remember being in the GCSE music rooms and I wasn't allowed in there when I was at school. I was like in year 7 or 8. And this kid heard me play who was in year 11. And I really looked up to this guy. I'd never spoken to him before. And he went, Ode to Joy. That was the first thing I learned too. And I was like, it's you. I don't remember the guy's name.
You've noticed me.
Yeah. I'm in your world. But anyway, yeah. So how did you find the challenge? Was it an easy one or no?
Partly yes and partly no. Because it was trying to get enough in there that it was clearly inspired by Ode to Joy. But also not just doing Ode to Joy, like not just having a riff that went
well, you did better than me then, because that's what I did. I mean, let's stop beating around the bush here. We're going to listen to your song first. What have you got for us?
I named this song literally just before we got here. This is a song which incorporates elements of Ode to Joy, and it is called You Know.
You know?
You Know.
Okay.
Let's just do it faster, why not? This can't go wrong. I would hold you near if that's what you want. Never disappears, neither one forgot. Both keep our hearts on show. You had yours broken long ago. Start to feel, let it heal. 'Cause when you know, you know. I try hard to say what you mean to me. You smile but don't believe, and it saddens me. Your flame burns are so bright. If you want, could set the world alight. You only need to set it free and let yourself take flight. I'm in this way too, unsure of what to do. Asking what should go. Someone told me, hold on tightly, 'cause when you know, you know. You deserve it all, but you don't believe. Open up your eyes and you'll plainly see. To all those who share your life, you bring each day your share of light. You shine so brightly, hold on tightly, 'cause when you know, you know. was going to be a bit at the end there, but let's take that one.
You happy? That's great. What a great song. So that was Declan's song, You Know. I don't know if that's really the title or if you're pulling my leg.
No, that is really the title. It is written down on this sheet of paper.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, You Know. Really great. I noticed you got the bum ba da da bum, and you kind of like had that little half a phrase, and then you go straight into it. Was that the initial starting point, or what?
Yes, because obviously, like, get out of the way, and then it sort of continue. The other half of it continues in the verse.
Oh, of course.
I would want you to, if I wanted to. So. Dun, 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 dun. I would want you to, if I wanted to.
I didn't even clock that. Yeah. So, like, I don't know, like, where did you kind of go for the inspiration of, like, where to pull from Ode to Joy?
Mostly from that first phrase, because I thought, hang on, that just sounds really cool if you do it on a guitar. Which is why you have, like, pulling from that bit, I then decided, that's going to be cool at the end of like the verses, because once you know, you know.
Yes, yeah.
Or I don't know why I did it, except I do, but that bit like, someone told me hold on tightly, because I have an eye, like going way beyond my range.
You know, yeah, right up there, yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's incorporating that. So yeah, that's how I punished myself. The reason I did is because the original is in G, so I could have potentially done it lower, like. If I wanted to, but it's for the sake of ease of comparison, we'll put it in G.
Yeah.
So knowing that I had that, and then it's just reharmonizing her to sort of be B minor and D, so that the B and the A fall on the right chords. Occasionally I play them right, folks. So once I'd sort of got that together, I had a bit of a verse, and I thought, okay, I can go off the rails for a little bit, which is why you've got that E minor over D, E minor over C sharp,
lovely,
E minor over C. Because part of that as well is that I need a reason to get back into the ascendant, which B, C, D, which presumably means I need to be lower than that. A minor,
of course, yeah.
Of course, being the chord between G and B minor. So you work your way down there.
He's a real pro, folks.
It's more that I know loads of cheap tricks. I want
you to want me.
I need you to need me. I love you to love me.
This is wild. So you used your cheap tricks, but I will ask you this though, which is, I don't know, like, I guess
You asked me this, which is incoming.
About to be asked. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so okay, you came up with the music, you came up with the different parts that interlocked. So at that point, you kind of like, okay, I think I have the whole of the song.
Mostly, there is that sort of middle bit, which goes.
Oh, of course, yes.
Which again, I just wanted. Some bit in there that sort of referenced that bit, because most of the rest of it had already been referenced.
Absolutely, I think.
And also gives you another chance to do the big build up.
If you know, you know. Yeah. I think what you've done really well with this is like, I think with the original Ode to Joy piece, it's very tempting to be like, okay, I've done this much of the melody or a phrase. The logical thing is to continue doing it, which is what I did. But then
and we'll see how much better that sounds in a moment.
No, but not at all. But like what you've done is you've taken all of these things where you go, here's a little bit of the phrase, and now we're going in this different direction, but it's so cohesive that it really works. Must have been challenging to do that, right?
Yes, because again, the thing I wanted to avoid, it could have worked, but I wanted to avoid doing or like.
Yeah.
Except play correctly. So once I got that, and it was about 2 minutes, it's like, okay, fine, that's it. I'm happy with that. And then it came to the difficult subject of the words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you tackle that then?
Well, the sort of that bit, I kept struggling on what to. I was rambling melody over it, like a. Because when you know, you know. And it's just like, okay, cool. What does that mean?
The classic thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Like one little phrase sticks out for you.
Can we extrapolate this into a song?
When you know what?
Yeah. So, and again, like the first, I would be that sort of. It feels like there should be a I would on the front of it.
Yes.
Which, okay, I would hold you near.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, though.
Yes. And so you're pulling these threads, you're starting to kind of feel like, okay, that seems to be an angle.
Yeah. So what the song ended up being kind of about is a romantic version of cheerleading my friends, which may sound like a weird concept, but quite a few of my friends don't believe that they are the best at things, when that is in fact utter bobbins, and they are.
Yeah, bobbins. Sorry, we're going to have to swear, but... Yeah.
It's absolute flapdoodle.
All right, okay. It is a family show, Declan. Jeez.
Calm your fucking nerves. But, yeah, so you end up like saying like, no, you're amazing at this. You idiots.
Yeah.
How do you not see how...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which, yeah, because you've done that to me. Because that's what I was about to say. Like, I've been on the receiving end and I've given it out to so many people, and it's just like,
yeah, okay,
cool. Could we try and do a romantic version of that that's not creepy? And it turns out those last 3 words are the big fucking issue.
Oh, it doesn't come off as creepy, I don't think.
It's because I've had to rewrite this a little bit and sort of try and... The trouble is, once you involve romance into it, you're then beginning to get to the point of like, we're not discussing objective things anymore, like this person is good at painting. We're now talking about things like this person is the best person because the character feels that way about them.
Yeah.
And if you go a little too far in that, you begin removing the subject's agency and sort of start making... And if you keep saying like, oh no, but you're really great, but you won't listen to me say it, and then like another meaning begins to come out.
Yeah.
So it's very carefully trying to move back from that and keep it to sort of at a level where you are just being complimentary about things about a person that isn't weird, but also that would make sense among, like, you've known people that light up a room, etc., and things like that. Yeah. And you would tell people that.
Yeah.
So it's keeping it at that level kind of thing.
Definitely.
And then also trying to counter that in the bridge with like, yeah, I know this because I've been this way too. Like,
yes,
I need people to tell me this.
What's the lyrics in the bridge there?
Well, I did paraphrase a little there, but it's I've been this way too. Unsure of what to do. Asking what should go. But I'm not going to sing the next bit. But someone told me, hold on tightly to and one you know.
That's beautiful, yeah. And someone told me that. So it does remove that kind of like abundantly like, oh, this is a romantic relationship.
Yeah. This is only about my feelings for you.
Yeah.
As opposed to, no, someone's had to point this stuff out to me before. You're amazing. Stop it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's always nice to personalize things with like, yeah, I've been through this too in a song. But also, we're so conditioned to hearing a song about I, the narrator, feel a way about subject whoever and so we just kind of go, oh, that's a love affair. But as you say, it doesn't have to be.
No, but it is written very much in that mold. Like I say, it's a romantic version of telling your mates they're great.
I love that. That's such a lovely thing. It's a very thoughtful, kind of sweet, tender song.
It's not about you, though.
Oh,
So I think you're rubbish.
I know you don't think that.
No, you don't.
I'm very confused now. No, this is awesome. This is very, very cool. Yeah, I don't know. How would you produce something like this?
With lots of electric guitars.
It's heavy, isn't it?
It's pop punk, I think, particularly with the. Like you can picture like that sort of late 70s, like a
Yes.
kind of thing on it.
Also, the intro, I can just imagine like huge, and then like I think, dum, 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 dum. Yeah. And if you played it at like a stadium, you'd extend that palm mute out for like 32 bars.
Ow.
Oh God.
Ouch.
Yeah. You play with heavy gauge strings, so that's going to be painful.
Ow. I don't actually. I play with 10s on acoustic. I play with like 9s on electric.
What's we're complaining then?
So, speaking of interpolating Ode to Joy, what have you done?
I have basically taken Ode to Joy and added a B section. And I'm not even joking. So, yeah. My song which uses Ode to Joy is called... It actually...
Would you like a moment to think about
I would, please. I do have a title. What was it again?
What's the title of your song now? What have you just called the thing? What are the words that you use to designate this individual song? This is tricky to do well when you are not really thinking ahead. What's your song called, Roger? Please stop me from doing this.
Okay. My song is called Joy Avoided, and it goes like this. Thought in reason we'd been stealing armor for our harder days, steeled our doors to all intruders set to take our lives away. Days go by like birds on a wire while nobody cares to stake their claim. Come to see we've all been dreaming, practicing our lives away. Born of a morning, died of an evening, lived with a wish to start the day. Once in a while, this time we betray, stops wasting away increasingly. Comes to an end in the life of a friend who told you he lived so decently. Then for a day or a week you will say that you'll never be a fool again. Shield your heart from poison darts and those who take your life away. Dodge the arc of Cupid's arrow, aim to drive that dark away. Days hereafter filled with the laughter that we had saved from days since gone. Come to see we'd held these keys since on the days that we were born. Born of a morning, died of an evening, lived with a wish to fill the day. Once in a way, this time we betray, stops wasting away increasingly. Comes to an end in the life of a friend who told you to live so decently. Then for a day or a week you will say that you'll never be a fool again.
So that was Roger's song, Joy Avoided. And that was lovely, that was.
Thank you.
It's very little intricate piece. Like, that's some tasty guitar work. I love that chorus that you put on there. You fit those words over the tune so well, and you've also sort of reharmonized it slightly with the chords, just a little.
Yeah, just a little, yeah.
Yeah, so it seems redundant to ask where you started, what was the inspiration, because it's the tune Ode to Joy, that was the challenge. But like, what was this sort of the sort of first approach to it, or like was there any other ways that you sort of thought about?
That's a good point, because there were other ways that I approached it. I think for the first few days of writing, I'd pick up the guitar and be like, okay, let's try and do something as clever as you did, which was take bits of it and kind of like really remold it into something else, where just a bit of it pokes out and you go, oh, that's a bit of Ode to Joy. But I couldn't find anything that really worked. Anything that kind of really stuck. You know, when you kind of just have various ideas, or just like nothing really is like, that's a...
Like, they're okay, but also they need a lot of work to make better.
Yeah, exactly. And I was in the shower one evening after work, and I was kind of thinking about the Ode to Joy thing and kind of singing in the shower as one does. And I just started thinking about like all the things I'm grateful for. And so that's kind of where it started. I was singing like... It was so corny. I'm so glad no one will ever hear this, but just various things I'm grateful for, my flat and my health and this and that, and just singing that to Ode to Joy. And I thought, oh, that could be something where it's Ode to Joy about all the things I'm joyful about.
I like having lots of nice things, and when they don't cost money.
And then I kind of... got out of the shower, got dressed and everything, and came into the living room, picked up the guitar, and then what came out was actually kind of like ways that we kind of avoid joy, as the title suggests. Kind of, there is all this joy and there's so much to be grateful for, but like there's kind of ways that we kind of maybe put up our walls, or just kind of like things we've learned from the past which kind of keep us from enjoying things as much as we could. So it's like, you could have all this joy, but for the fact that we, you know, we're all stuck in this pattern sort of thing. So in the first verse, I'm saying, thought and reason, we've been stealing armor for our harder days. So like, we think we're doing the right thing by being kind of like conscientious and like
closing off and
yeah, get this armor and everything. Sealed our doors to all intruders set to take our lives away. Fairly self-explanatory. Days go by like birds on a wire while nobody cares to stake their claim. It's not that clear, but what I'm kind of saying there is like we're prepared for someone to break into the house and steal our stuff, and 99 times out of 100 it doesn't happen. We just worry for no reason. So followed by, come to see we've all been dreaming, practicing our lives away, practicing for this fight that never comes.
Practicing our lives away is a good line.
Thank you.
It's a very good line.
It's
what a wonderful line. Ladies and gentlemen, the best line of the season. Speech.
Well, I mean, it's overwhelming being here, but you know, I want to thank my agent, my publicist, my A&R, and...
Wait, you have A&R and an agent and a publicist?
Yep, they all helped me write that line. I didn't do it alone. I had a lot of help.
Shun him!
But anyway, so I mean, that was the fun of that. And then also, you know, the heavy lifting of the music is done for me by Beethoven, which is always nice.
Cheers. He did you a solid there, didn't he?
He really did. He really did.
What a considerate man.
So it was really just kind of singing na 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 na, the whole melody, and then thinking, okay, what chords can go under that? So I'm going C, G, A minor, G sus4 to G, which kind of reharmonizes a bit. G, to G, sorry, C, to G, F to G to F to C.
Which is not where you would expect it to go. It's not wrong, but also...
It's not right either.
That's the title. Yeah. It's not wrong, but it's not right either.
That's perfect. And then the main bit of sticky out reharmonization is the da 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 da. So 4 F1 C do 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 da 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 D7 G na na na.
Yeah,
makes
that's
it
a bit cheeky.
It's very 20th century, isn't it? You know, Beethoven will be spinning in his bloody grave. And then I was thinking, okay, I've gotten this far. I've just done Beethoven with lyrics. It's not exactly the most original thing in the world.
It's poetry week this week on the Weekly Song Podcast.
Yeah, very much. I mean, yeah, it really was a case of let's get some good words for this rather than anything else.
And there are some bloody good words.
Thank you. Believe me, they were really kind of thrown together and last minute and everything. But reading them again now, 2 weeks later.
How do you do that then?
Usually it doesn't really work out too well. This time I was kind of surprised reading back today because this is like 2 weeks after I've written the song. Like, it actually kind of
it's not 2 weeks after I've written the song. I wrote it 5 minutes ago.
You deceptive guy. There's an insult for you.
I'm hurt.
and then so I thought, okay, let's go for a B section, which came pretty easily. Born on a morning, died of an evening, lived with a wish to fill the day. Once in a way, this time we betray, stops wasting away increasingly. I really like that change.
Yes,
Recently.
That's something that you would not hear.
No, Beethoven wouldn't like that.
He doesn't like major thirds.
No. So
classical music fans, if you could actually put down in the comments where Beethoven actually does use major thirds or chords implied to be major thirds, and then we can be educated.
Yes, please do that.
Because as you can quite clearly see, we are idiots.
Yeah, I think that's very clear to the people. I mean, and also, I don't know about you, but I don't know a ton about classical music. I like some, but I don't know a lot.
It's very much not my wheelhouse.
Me neither.
But I like that. That feels of a keeping with. Obviously, it's written to go with "Ode to Joy," but like, it doesn't use too many tricks that have become popular in the last couple of 100 years. Like, it mostly feels like it fits with sort of the way the melody works, even down to the do 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 do.
Yeah, it wouldn't feel out of place, I suppose, if that B section was done on a violin or a string quartet. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just those two sections, and then with that B section, born of a morning, died of an evening, lived with a wish to fill the day. Basically saying, we have a very short life. We're born basically at the start of a day. We die at the end, and in the middle we want to fill it. And once in a while, this time we betray by wasting our time and having these defenses up. It kind of pauses and stops. Often when someone dies or when some big shock happens, and we go, oh bloody hell, this is a short experience. Let's make the most of this. And then for a day or a week while you remember that, you say that you'll never be a fool again. So it's like, okay, right, let's wake up a little bit, and then it kind of fades.
Got to carpe that DM briefly.
Yeah. You got to carpe that DM. It's essential. That's pretty much it, really.
I like that. That's kind of like a really cool, like, that feels versatile. Like, you've got it there and like on the acoustic guitar, it feels like it could work in that folky setting, but like if you chug it, that would work as like a indie band kind of thing. Thought and reason we've been stealing Well, I'm thinking more like the chorus, like
born of a morning, died of an evening, lived with a wish to fill the day. Once in a way, this time we betray, stops wasting away increasingly. Yeah, that'd be cool.
One of us is good at harmony and one of us isn't. Can you tell which it is, ladies and gentlemen?
I think that's a cool thing, though, like to have those two, like, could be cool, actually, to have the final chorus be lyrical, but then have an extra part at the end that is just, Yeah.
Nearly.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm sold on that. But yeah, I kind of felt like, just overall, I felt like I liked the song that came out of it, but the challenge I felt like I met in a really weird way that I'm not entirely satisfied with. I just took Ode to Joy and put words to it.
You reharmonised it. You added a killer section that wasn't there before. You came up with some brilliant words for it. I
would have been sued, though, if I'd written this back in the day.
But it's a good thing modern copyright law didn't exist.
Oh, of course it didn't, did it?
No.
Beethoven wouldn't have minded.
Yeah, he's solid. Well, he did you a solid this week, didn't he?
He certainly did, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Beethoven.
Props to Beethoven.
Props to
That's a
Possible
title.
title as well, yeah. So, you've been listening to much this week? What's been on your radar?
What's been on my radar? Enemy aircraft. We need to shoot them down.
You fool.
I haven't been listening to much, sadly. But I will just briefly talk about an album that I listened to on the way over here, as is my wont, apparently. To the Limit by Joan Armour Trading.
Oh, great album.
Great album.
Very well produced.
Incredibly well produced. And just really nicely sophisticated in its musicianship. And some great songs on that one.
What are your favourite songs?
Barefoot and Pregnant has to be up there.
Yeah.
You Rope, You Tie Me, Bottom to the Top. Just, those three just,
I
killer.
think that was an album when we were in a record shop together and you were like, you should get this, I think, right?
Probably.
It sounds like you. It sounds like a thing you do.
I think I would have introduced you to it, yeah.
And then I knew some Joan Armour Trading because my mum likes like the hits, all the way to America, stuff like that. And
Myself, I used to cover that song. It's a great song, that is.
Oh yeah, you did used to cover that. I think I heard you do that
me,
once.
myself, I, me, myself, and I. Just me, myself, I.
But like, I looked at the back of the album and I was like, oh, it hasn't got the hits on it, which is very.
It hasn't got like Love and Affection or.
Yeah, and so I was like, but then I bought it because I think it was, like $5 or something.
Also, Peer Pressure.
Peer Pressure is powerful, and stuck it on the turntable when I got back. I was like, this is great. This is really great.
It's that really good singer-songwriter rock band production. It's just so tastefully done, and the songwriting is amazing too.
Yeah, it is.
It's so cool.
And then there's that great image of her on the sofa. Yeah.
For the audio listeners, I'm attempting to replicate the cover of To the Limit, not very successfully.
It's just such a good album.
But that's the thing about it. It's understated and it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And it sounds like it's just a band playing, but it's also very textured and rich.
Exactly, yeah. Some beautiful piano work in there, I was realising on the way over. I need to work out who the piano player was, because obviously she was a guitarist.
I wonder if it was like a session band that she put together for it, or if it was like kind of her organic live band that she always had.
I have no idea.
Sounds session-y to me. That's a bad thing.
There's a very particular sort of flavour to it. I do need to do some more research on that one.
Oh, same. It reminds me, this is a weird one, but it reminds me kind of of Steely Dan, that album.
A little bit, because that would have been around the same sort of time, 77, 78-ish.
Yeah, about that. About the time of like the best Steely Dan stuff, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of amazing songwriting, like really cool, but also like tight band, like almost to a fault.
And like it's just polished enough, but also you can still hear the room.
Yes.
Which I always like that for a group of live musicians playing together.
I think it's less and less a thing these days because, like, even if you track a live band, there's so much compression and everyone's so loud, it's harder to get that kind of room sound where there's enough room to hear the room.
It can be done, but I think it's more just because you move more towards more produced music as time goes on. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be listening to like an EDM track going like, but I can't hear the space.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's cool. So, like, is that your favorite Joan Armour Trading album, or are there others that you prefer?
It's my favorite album. I think probably How Cruel is my favorite release, but To the Limit is the favorite album.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
But if you've not heard her before, go and check her out. She's really cool.
Again, it's a weird one because it's a great album, great introductory album. I think it was mine of a full album by her. But again, it's not the one with all the hits on it. But that does not.
That means you've got all of those in reserve to look forward to.
Exactly. Yeah, she's the best. Well, I've been listening to a lot of hip hop again, which I go through phases of listening to a lot, and then I just almost forget about it for a while. And I played you before we started the show some Mos Def.
Yes, which I haven't heard any Mos Def before.
It's a great discography to get into.
You've made me curious.
Yeah, and of course he's an influence on Loyal Kana, who I know you're a fan of.
Yes. Like there was one line that came up and just immediately my inner nerd went, Loyal Kana's referenced that.
Yeah. Reference alert, reference alert.
I understood that reference.
Yeah. But no, he's great. He's now known as Yasin Bey. He did a Cat Stevens, as it's known in the industry. No, he's now called Yasin Bey. And his first couple of albums, Black on Both Sides and The New Danger, are very much like classic hip-hop, like boom bap, often produced by like Madlib or like DJ Premier, like classic 90s, early 2000s hip-hop. And then he kind of took a little bit of a break, and he came back with this album called The Ecstatic, which I played you a bit of earlier.
Yes.
Which is a lot more kind of weird and out of left field.
It's slightly unusual, and I was sort of just like trying to sort of get my head around like, where is this all from?
Right, yeah. Oh, there's lots of like Middle Eastern samples and stuff on The Ecstatic. And then I was doing some Googling yesterday, because I listened to these albums over the last week again, all of which I'd heard before. I was like, I wonder what he's up to now. You know, he's changed his name, he's kind of been out of the spotlight for a while. Released an album in 2019. I thought, cool, I'm there. You know, let me hear what he's up to now, because the jump from The New Danger to The Ecstatic was such a huge. What's he done in the time in between?
Yeah.
The album was released in a museum, and you have to go to the museum to hear the album.
Is this kind of like a bougie version of like the HMV listening pods?
I think it is. I think that's a perfect analogy.
And when are you booking your flight to this museum?
Oh, if only I could. It's interesting in the age of the internet, where everything's available whenever we want it, to be like, yeah, you have to come to a place to listen to this.
Or like where it's just so limited. Like, is it the Wu-Tang Clan who have an album?
Oh, yeah.
The most expensive album in the world, where like it's just pressed on one CD.
Yeah.
And you have to be invited somewhere to listen to it.
That's so bougie.
It's a lot.
It is. Also, just like, I get it. It's a cool thing to do. It's artistic. It's kind of... But, like, do that for 5 years, or, like, a year or something, and then be like, yeah, here's the album, by the way. Just fooling around.
But I suppose the thing of, like, it doesn't generate news then. It doesn't, like, keep you in the forefront of conversation.
But, not to play devil's advocate, but, like, I guess for that year it would. It'd be like, oh, it's only available... And then it's available on streaming and vinyl and stuff after. But you're right. I suppose also, like, it'd be difficult to sort of sell that, like, say, oh, we're going to do this really expensive promotional stunt that's going to sort of cost millions and will get the people at us mad when we eventually release it to the public. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. But still, I mean, I think it's in Chicago or New York or something, so I'll be right back. Yeah, but...
and Roger has left the Weekly Song Podcast to be able to...
Yeah, oh my god. I don't even know how much a flight to America would be. A few hundred, 500, something like that?
Well, I mean, give it a couple of weeks and see what's,
oh my god,
what happens to the economy.
Topical.
Let's move swiftly on.
Yeah.
So that's it for this episode of the Weekly Song Podcast. Thank you very much for listening, or watching, or engaging with, or ignoring. Any of them are good. If you have heard something on the podcast that you'd like to comment on, or if you have written a song that you would like to share with us, or if you just want to write to us to tell us what weird people we are, why not write in at weeklysongpodcast@gmail.com. Look at it. It's right there. Ooh.
You watched the waveform when you did that.
Yep. Because it's fun. Because like, I don't know how much I can zoom in, but like when you make a big noise, it goes ooh. Ooh. We are very easily amused.
Shape appeared on the screen.
We are both sober and we both had sleep. What on earth is happening to us?
I don't know.
Anyway, so if you have been listening to the audio version, there is a video version on YouTube. And if you have been watching the video version and you'd rather not see us again, we also have audio versions on all the places you can find podcasts.
Driving or on a treadmill.
You could, exactly. These are very good points that are not jokes, and as opposed to my very silly little joke that I do every time I do this segment. we have a band together. If you can stand any more of the two of us being idiots in a room, the band is called Schnookums.
Schnookums.
SCHNOOKUMS. Exactly.
Yes.
And we have an album called Attaboy, and it's very good and only marginally silly. We also have a coffee because quite clearly we need some sort of help, and financial help is as good as anything else. I don't know what the website is.
It's coffee.com/weeklysongpodcast, which is spelled ko-fi.com/weeklysongpodcast, and you can go there, and it acts as a tip jar. As opposed to like a recurring Patreon type of thing. So if you're like, you know what, I've enjoyed this season, I want to help out the guys, give us a £5 or something, goes towards the upkeep of the show, and we'd appreciate it, and it shows appreciation from us.
Fantastic. Thank you from our coffee correspondent. So we also have music out there in the big wide world. Roger, you have quite a lot of music.
Yes.
Where can people find it?
Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music, Deezer, Bandcamp. I think I've already said Bandcamp. All those sorts of places.
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. Did I say that? Yeah, and also YouTube and Instagram. I'm at Roger Heathers on Instagram. You can search for me on YouTube, just Roger Heathers, and everywhere else, just search Roger Heathers, and you will find albums and stuff I'm making. I'm making a new one right now, and it'll be out, soon, this year.
And what other projects are you in that you might want to mention?
Well, I'm in Pea Green Boats, which is a collaboration with my good friend Joe O'Neill. It's kind of like prog rock, experimental pop, experimental rock, that kind of thing. We have a number of albums out you can hear at all the places aforementioned. And yeah, that'll do it.
Gravy.
Yeah. How about you? Where can people find your music? By the way, listen to some preliminary, or unreleased, I should say, tracks from your next project, which I'm so pumped for.
James has done such a good job, hasn't he?
Yeah, hugely.
It's so exciting. So if you search Declan Kitchener music, you'll probably find me somewhere. Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, all the normal places. I've got 3 releases out at the moment. 1 EP that I mixed and mastered myself. 1 album that I mixed and mastered myself. An EP made out of 4 songs mixed and mastered by this guy, so they sound really good. And then I also have more tracks coming mixed by someone else, so that will sound really good as well.
Oh man, the new tracks, they're just like sound quality haven, just so good. And
it's
also,
hard to believe that I recorded them, let's put it that way.
no, not at all. And you're on YouTube as well, right?
Yes, I make YouTube videos now when I'm not doing the podcast seasons. Search DRK. I've made videos about Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet, Doctor Who, Wallace and Gromit, steam trains. You'll find me somewhere, I'm sure.
Highly recommend all of that. We are coming back for our final episode of season 20 next week. And as often we do, we kind of mix it up by throwing in a bit of a weirder challenge, a bit of an unusual thing. So we're going to be writing a song which in some way incorporates the number 20.
As this has been our 20th season.
We remembered this 4 episodes into the run.
We joked about it on the first episode of the run.
Yeah. And then by the time it got around to editing, we were like, oh, okay, season
Whoops.
20. And then you kindly, it's not really kind, you suggested that we write a song with 20 in it. It's not really kindness, it's more
Dear
just...
sir, I write to suggest...
Just a real act of kindness. I heard Jesus did that once. You guys should write a song with the number 20 in it somewhere.
Oh, it's the best bit of the Bible.
Most catchy part. So yeah, join us next week for that episode.
Let's see how we did.
Yeah, see how we did.
So that's it. We are going to go and have a bit of a lie down somewhere probably because we're far too excited. We shall see you for that next week. All that remains is to say, ta-ra.
Ta-ra. Video 3. Also, your phone just came up with a little thing, and I thought, oh no, what's going on? But I think you just got a Tinder match.
I've turned flight mode on, so I shouldn't.
Maybe it's a ghost.
Sexy ghost, what are you doing next week? Sexy ghost.
Is that an original little improv thing?
Yes.
I like that. It's quite good. Sexy ghost.
Sexy ghost.
Yeah.
What are you doing next
Week.
week?
Sexy ghost.
Would you like to meet? I know places you can haunt. You get so very much haunting done.
Sexy ghost. What are you doing next week? Sexy ghost. 2 eyes cut out of a sheet. Oh, sexy ghost. You really mean a lot to me. I wish you were here in the land of the living, because there's lots of things I'd like for you to see.
That's good. Week 8.
Yeah. Sexy ghost. That's actually like a really cool little song.
Sexy ghost. What are you doing next week? Oh,
Sexy ghost.
Would you like to meet?
Woo. Oh, sexy ghost, I wish you were here with me, but you're there in the land of the dead, and I wish that you could be free. Oh, sexy ghost, and me. Give us a scare.
The fuck are we on?
There's a lot of potential in that.